We have Marvel Studio as well in Melbourne, one of the
Stadium.
Sorry, no, I wish it's studio. This time we are going to talk about the Marvel version, or it's called Marvel Remix, of the well-known game that was out a few years ago, Fantasy Realms.
Yes.
There has been another version, which is the Star Trek version, and then now it's the Marvel version.
Yes, so this Fantasy Realms originally released in 2017, I believe. It had its German release in 2020 and got a nomination for the Spiel des Jahres in that year. And then we've seen a couple of different versions that have come out since.
Like the Stone Meyer's version. What is it called?
Or Red Rising, which was very much inspired by it. But then WizKids has also released the Star Trek version in the small box, like original Fantasy Realms, and now the Marvel Remix.
Indeed. So how does this Fantasy Realms play, and what's different about this one?
So, like the original Fantasy Realms, this is a pure hand management game. And in this particular case, you will start the game with 6 cards from the Remix deck and 1 card from the Villain deck. And this will have a range of heroes, maneuvers, equipments, conditions, and the villain.
And sidekicks?
There are allies, there are various types of cards. And they're all worth base amount of points, shown in the top left corner. They have a variety of icons called tags running down the sides. And then at the bottom they have, that's an upside downy one. At the bottom they have some abilities that will give them other points if they're with certain tags or certain types of cards. On your turn, you draw a card and discard a card. Or you draw a card that someone else has discarded and discard another card. And the game will end once there is a certain number of cards discarded. So it plays very quickly as players look through the ones their opponents have discarded to try to find the ones that will combo with their own hands.
Or you can get it from here, from the deck.
Yep.
Of course.
By the end of the game, you have to have a hand which contains at least 1 hero, 1 villain, and 1 ally. Otherwise, it doesn't score at all. And then otherwise, you look through all the cards and you, one by one, work out what they're going to score. So I've always called this sort of game the gamer's version of like gin rummy or something like that, because it's all about getting a perfect combination, well, not quite perfect in this case, but the best combination in your hand, and you do that by taking what other players have gotten rid of and didn't want.
And change your strategy as you see the cards coming. Oh, that works with this and that. That's a lot of that, because that is, as you say, it's pure hand management game where you basically just constantly exchanging cards to find the best combination that you can. That scores the most points.
Yep. So how does this differ from the other couple of Fantasy Realms that we mentioned before? So the original Fantasy Realms was really mostly about the base points, and there were lots and lots of different types of cards, way more than there are in this one. There are a lot more cards, I think, as well, that comboed with a specific other named card. Then when you go to the Star Trek version, they kind of had 3 or 4 categories for each card. So it would be, Worf, and then it would be affiliated with, and it could be the Federation or the Klingon Empire or something. And then it would have race, and it would be human or robot or Klingon or something like that.
And the location or event or whatever.
So it dialed down that huge number of categories that came with original Fantasy Realms into three categories that had different options. Mm-hmm. This one is different again because it takes the Terraforming Mars style of tags, and it puts various different tags all over all of these cards. And so now instead of a card being Federation or Romulan or thing, it could just it'll have tags or it won't have tags, and then you're trying to combo those tags together.
It still have the type of card like villain, for example. I think somebody lost the game because they don't have that required combination.
The ally, yes.
The ally.
We played one. We did go above the player count.
Well, that's why.
Recommended, so that's
It's
part
not
of why. But
balanced.
it could be quite at the higher player counts. It
Yeah.
could be quite hard to find the allies. So
I
that
was
the
hogging the
biggest
allies
risk.
because I had something that you get more points, you get this and this ally or two allies. Like okay, I'm hogging them. So yes, do not play the above recommended, but that stays with the saying. Goes
Yeah.
without saying. What do you think?
I think it is. I think it's probably the most playable of the three.
The
I
most
think-
playable.
Yeah,
It's
because
easier to play.
Yeah, because when you're just looking to combo tags together, it's very clear icons, makes it very, very easy to play, I think. And it is a theme that works quite well. Obviously, Marvel's been very big over the last, since the
Decades
cinematic
since-
universe.
yeah. We have Marvel Studio as well in Melbourne, one of the
Stadium.
sorry. No, I wish it's studio. It has Maple University Studio, but not Marvel Studio.
So yeah, I think that makes it very accessible and very playable, and probably it would probably be the best of those three
Okay.
fantasy realms. I think.
I do like all fantasy realms because I think it's quick, it's fun, it's clever. Now, this is why this is where we slightly differ. I think for you, icons. For me, it's more theme. Marvel. I watch a lot more Marvel movies series than you, I think. And Star Trek, I watch almost all the Star Trek series except the original one. Sorry, everybody. And I think it's very important. Not just important, but it is fun to see something that is familiar that you like the theme of, like Black Panther, look, and then there's one that's Iron Man, which I really here it is. It's so cool. Look, Tony Stark, and then transform with two or more of this icon, and then you flip it, and then it becomes Iron Man. How cool is that? With higher power.
Higher power and more
And
tags.
then more tags as well. So I think that is really cool, very thematic ensemble. And the fact that, you create a story in your hand with involves the villain, the hero, and ally.
And avoiding crossfire.
Yeah, that's it. See, this is like this one, for example. Like this is how you combo with the other cards. There's Thor that needs certain
Pretty
things.
sure he probably scores with Mjolnir.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So there you go. So it's so cool seeing all these things from the movie comes to life in the game. Same with Star Trek. And yes, okay, fine. It is icon as well, but also it's a thing. Am I right? I think you're more into just straight into mechanics. Mine, I got a little bit of a theme. I like the theme a little bit more than you, in general.
In general, I do think with these, the peril that you always get with these fantasy realm games is that you have to, because all the cards are comboing in all these specific ways, it takes a bit to wrap your head around. And I know that with the original fantasy realms, because it was quite text heavy, that made it tougher to play. I do think the icons make it a lot easier to play.
It is probably is the easier one to play for entry level. You just get onto it. You just look at the icons. That does make it easier. But the theme is Marvel. Thank you very much. So have you played any of the Fantasy Realm series, and which one do you like? Have you played the original one? The original one has got some expansions as well. And do you like the Star Trek one or this one? Or if you haven't played, which one do you think that you will like the most? Maybe if you are like me, kind of like, okay, depending on the theme as well. I really like Marvel, so... But hey, this is still a fun game. In general, I like all the Fantasy Realms game. Probably a bit more than Red Rising. I think you like Red Rising a little bit more than Fantasy Realms.
I
by
did
memory.
enjoy. I
Yeah.
did enjoy the extra bit that came in,
Extra
and
bit,
I
yeah.
liked that it was a little bit longer as well.
Okay, fair enough. And that's it. Anything else, Aaron?
No, that's all.
Well, let us know what you think of these games, and hit that like button. That will be really helpful. Write comments if you have anything that is like this. I think there's only Red Rising and Fantasy Realms. I don't know anything else.
There was also OT Fantasy Draft was another one that.
Yes, that
developed
was
in quite a
Kickstarter,
similar
so I
way.
almost forgot that. Yeah, I had that. I had Short and Sweet for that one. And subscribe to us if you haven't already done so. Nipple in the corner somewhere and hit the bell. And that's it.
Thanks, everyone.
Find me on Instagram as well if you like. And see you later. Bye.